The past has always been a fiction we agreed to share. But now it's being generated in real time by algorithms pretending to be nostalgic. Old media had flaws: film grain, tape hiss, VHS tracking errors. These were not features of decay, but symbols of humanity itself, the fingerprints left behind by analog labor and real time imperfection. Now we do something stranger. We apply these traits like a skin tone filter, retrofitting authenticity onto pristine digital files, as if history could be spliced into a photo with the right app settings. We are no longer preserving history. We are engineering it to sell trust in what hasn't happened yet. Every grain of dust on a vintage filter is a calculated lie that makes the future feel more real. This is the new magic trick. Not to make the past disappear, but to invent a past so convincing we forget how much of it was never there at all. In a world obsessed with innovation, we often look to the past not for wisdom, but for aesthetic cover, something warm, familiar, or authentic to drape over sterile progress. We're manufacturing heritage in real time. Why? Because trust is built on nostalgia. Even technology needs a backstory before it can feel legitimate. This isn't new. It's just accelerating. Think of Mendai humanization. The deliberate tweaking of machine. Perfect tracks to sound slightly off. We crave imperfection because it feels alive. The past is our blueprint for what we think human means. And now that blueprint is being coded into algorithms. But here's the rub. If we're simulating memory itself, who's keeping track of real history? Generative AI is not perfect. It's not even trying to be. The 6 fingered hands, the repetitive dialogue, the glitchy renderings. These errors are no longer bugs. They're features we've learned to love. We mistake them for signs of human effort. A smudge here, a stumble there, suddenly an AI'd. Generated scene feels touched by real hands. But why do we crave that touch? Because perfection is sterile. The flaws become proof that something authentic happened, even if it didn't. Just this week, Oaks 26, Houston reported on a growing cult of AI worship. People who see these algorithms not as tools, but as divine intelligences. Their flaws are no longer bugs, they're sacred quirks. But the story is older than code. Remember film grain. Film scratches once told us something was real. Now we artificially age digital photos to feel nostalgic. The same logic applies here. By glitching AI, outputs. We trick ourselves into believing in their soul, or at least their struggle. What we're really doing is manufacturing trust through manufactured imperfection. We don't just want the future to function, we need it to feel like something real people made. And so, AI. Mistakes become proof of creativity. Latent space smearing becomes branding. The same way mid-century engineers sold us on the look of excellence in everything from cars to cereal boxes. Now we're buying into algorithms that seem just smart enough to be human, but dumb enough to feel real.
Triumfo 1933? That's not just a car. It's a piece of automotive rebellion, raw and unapologetic.
They took a classic look and cranked the power to 11.
The arms race between authenticity and deception is turning us into curators of simulated histories. We build tools to detect fakes, only to make better ones in return. The future we imagine needs trust, not truth. It needs the sensation that something has meaning because it looks old, flawed, or human. This isn't just about AI, deepfakes, or generative art. It's about how every version of authenticity becomes a commodity, instantly outdated and replaceable by whatever fake thing feels real next. In 1933, industry sold itself through claims of craftsmanship. Today, AI sells itself through curated imperfection and historical mimicry. A vintage aesthetic isn't nostalgia, it's performance art for data. The more convincingly a machine can act like an artisan or a human artist, the easier we are to sell back its output as real. What we call authentic is no longer about verifiable origins. It's a product. Just like anything you buy online, it has packaging, branding, and even counterfeit